everybody, Greg DeGrando here. We got another episode of Explore Our Parks for you guys. This week we're taking a look at Homestead Ranch. This is right outside the Peyton area. And this is another one of those parks that you might not know about, but you probably should. It has a little bit of everything. We've got a fishing hole, we've got some playground equipment, some pavilions, even a small horse park. But the area that we want to look at specifically this week is the cool trail system that we have that goes through this park and around it. And for that, we had to bring in our trail expert. This is Bob Falcone. He is also the chair of the County Parks Advisory Board. And yeah, you do a lot of hiking in your spare time, don't you?
I do a lot of it, and we come out here as often as we can. One of the nicer parks in the county.
All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the trails that we have that come through this area.
The trails here are pretty easy. It's a nice park if you're with family, or if you're not a real serious hiker, you don't want to do anything real strenuous. This is a perfect park for that. You start out here in the bottom, a little bit of an uphill, very little uphill, till you get to basically most of this park is a big mesa. And when you get up there, there's just a nice trail system that goes all the way around this area. It's pretty flat. And so it's a nice, easy trail system to use. And you get some great views up there. You get to look out across the plains. It's really a nice trail system in this park. You actually have a good view of the whole entire front range. You can see from the Spanish Peaks to way up north from up here. And a nice view, like I said, of Pikes Peak right there in the distance, and Cheyenne Mountain and some of those other mountains there. So it really is a nice view, especially early in the morning when the sun's coming up and it's shining over that way. It's really pretty up here. Well, the loop system, I think, is around 3 or 4 miles around the loop. It's not a really long hike, but you can take a couple of shortcuts that are built in there, a couple of trails that cut through the middle. So you can make this like any other trail. You can turn around whenever you want. You could take one of the side trails that cut you back a little sooner if you like, or you can do the whole big loop around here. So it's really flexible with that. It's not a large number of trails, just a few trails, but they're really way laid out.
Can anybody do this, or is this more advanced?
Pretty much an easy trail system. There's a little bit of an uphill to get from here at the bottom at the beginning of the park to the mesa where most of this is, but it's not very difficult at all. Some nice switchbacks in there. Then when you get up top, it's just big and flat. So it's really an easy trail system to do. This is suitable for just about everybody. Families can do this one, cyclists can do this one, beginning cyclists who want to come out and get out on their bikes but aren't into the real rugged or real technical trails. This is perfect for them. And there are horses out here also. The equestrians come out here quite a bit.
You mentioned it's good to do in the morning. What about the time of the year?
It's pretty good most of the year because it's mostly wide open, so it gets sun all year round. So if you get a lot of snow, most of this is going to be in pretty good shape. There's a couple areas where the snow might drift a little bit, and since it's in the shade, that snow might last a little longer. But it's easy to get around that, and you can see it coming, so you can take a trail that goes around it or something. But what's nice about this is even in the winter, you get sun all the time, so it's fairly warm out here with the sun, beating directly on you. There's not a lot of this that's in the shade. It makes it a little warm in the summer. So in the summer, it might, in midday in summer, this might not be the best spot, but early in the morning or later in the day, this is a really nice trail in the summer.
What about the number of people on the trails? Is this like people out here all the time, or can you actually get some of those nice quiet hikes in?
This is a very quiet park, and it's in a very quiet area. So I have rarely ever run into, at best, maybe, other than groups I may have brought out here, maybe 4 or 5 people at a time. This is a very quiet park. It's not gonna be crowded like you see a lot of the other parks closer to the city. Yeah, I usually tell people if you're looking for something new and you don't mind driving just a little bit, and it's not that far, this is a good place to come out and try it out. It's a place you can find fairly easily. One of those places that people pass by when they're going to other places and don't realize they're passing by a really nice park. There's a lot of wildlife out here that you're probably going to run into, a lot of bird life. If you're into birding and things like that, you'll probably run into quite a bit of that out here. There's a lot of trees at the beginning. We can see them like behind us here. And then you get above that and you get above the trees. There are some culturally modified trees, the Native Americans in here that were modified. There's a lot of those in here if you know where to look for those. Some pretty cool rock formations along the edges of the upper part of the trail that's really nice to see.
It's one of those trails and parks very dog friendly.
It's very dog friendly, and like most county parks, you can have your dog run off leash as long as he's under strict voice control. The only thing I would recommend is, since there's a lot of equestrian traffic through here, a lot of horses, that if you see a horse, it's probably best to get your dog on leash to make it safe for the equestrians.
All right, Bob, anything else that we're missing out here?
No, I think we kind of covered it. This is a great place to come. If you haven't been out here, take the time to come out here and visit this park. I think you'll really enjoy it. It is a really great place for families to come out here. Bring your dog, Bring your family, come out here, check it out. I think you'll really enjoy this park. It's really a nice little gem of a park.
All right, sounds great. Thanks, Bob.
Sure.
All right, everybody, you heard him. Come out here and check this thing out, all right? We are at Homestead Ranch right outside the Peyton area. This is a great park to check out if you haven't been here already.